Hey, big head. Hey, what you doing? How's your mama doing? How's she doing? How the fam doing? These are the words of a man who is trying to come back to you, trying to tiptoe back into your life. The words of a man who is trying to run back from a breakup, after a divorce, after a separation. But why does these things happen? Why do certain men try to come back after y'all made a clear, apparent agreement to separate? Why is that? You said you didn't want to do it no more, or he said he didn't want to do it anymore, so you think it's finished, finito, final. But sometime after, he tries to come back. Why is this? Well, this is what your guy Sealz is going to do for you today. I'm going to talk about the top interesting reasons why a man comes running back to you. But before I start, make sure you follow me, subscribe, comment, like, all those good things. I totally appreciate you. Thank you. So the reason why this topic came up in my head is because my niece, she came to me and she said, hey, I like this boy, and we were talking, and all of a sudden he stopped talking to me. So then I got upset and I got angry, and you could tell she was disappointed in herself, and she started to blame herself. But then she said, 2 weeks later, he's trying to come back to me and talk to me now. Now, mind you, she's way younger than us, way younger. So it's just funny to see the situations that these kids go through, but how they can at the same time still relate to our adult situations. The first interesting reason I want you to know as to why certain dudes do this is, one, he realized his people were wrong about you. He realized his mom was wrong about you. He realized his best friend was wrong about you. He realized the work wife that he confided in at work was wrong about you. You would be surprised about how many people let other people's opinion on you get into their relationships without you even knowing sometimes, most times. But this only happens to weak-minded men, because I'll be damned if I ever let anybody outside of my relationship tell me something about my girl, my woman, my lady. Like, it's okay to give suggestions, but do not tell me to break up with my woman because you don't like her or because you don't see us fitting together visually, whatever the reason is. You have to be with a strong-minded man. But if you are with a weak man, things like this will happen. He will let outside factors get into his mind, seep into his mind, and dictate his opinion on his own relationship. As men, we are supposed to be the leaders of our relationship, the head of our households, the initiator of these things. So how could you ever let someone else who's not in your relationship, your situation, doesn't know anything about the DNA of y'all relationship, tell you what's good for you and what's bad for you? Tell you that the woman you have is not good for you. Use your own common sense and go from there, right? You would think that, but it's not always the case. So when dudes let other outside factors, outside opinions, especially the ones closest to them, especially family, let dictate their decision making and their thoughts on you and your relationship with him, he will try to come running back once he realized they were all wrong. The second reason why dudes will try to come running back to you after a breakup is because they finally realized that you were the best thing that ever happened to them. He wants the old thing back, right? Going back to that old Jay-Z line. But there's a reason why it's still prevalent today, because it happens all the time. They want that old thing back. They want that old great thing back. They realize how dope you were, how you helped him with his issues or whatever he was going through in your relationship, how you upgraded him, and sometimes how you even made him look better. When they realize all the things they're missing now because they no longer have you, they try to come back and get that back. And this leads me to my next reason, my third reason why dudes would try to come back to you after breaking up, is because the grass isn't always greener. There is a big problem, not with just men, but with just human beings, period. Most human beings have a problem with satisfaction. Most people have issues with being satisfied, being content with what they have. And they can have everything in the world, everything they've dreamed of, hoped for, prayed for, everything, the whole shebang. And guess what? They want more. And I can honestly speak on this for myself, man. I remember earlier in my days, in my broke days, when I didn't have a car, I wanted a car. Then I got a little money, then I got a job, and I got my first car. It was a Honda Acura, something like that. But then I wanted a better car. And then I got a Mercedes, but then I wanted another car. It's funny how you can see people go from not having anything, like a car, getting a car, a hoopty, whatever, and then getting a nicer car, Mercedes-Benz, whatever. And now that they have a nice Mercedes-Benz, now they want a Lamborghini. You cannot satisfy some people. You cannot satisfy a lot of people. So when your ex had you, you could have done everything that he ever needed. You could have filled every single void and every single hole in his life. But if the dude thinks the grass is greener on the other side, guess what? You are not enough for him. He always thinks he's gonna find a better woman than you. Maybe he has a lust issue and he sees this fine woman that he thinks is more attractive than you. But that does not mean she's a better woman to him than you were to him. But some dudes fall for that. The grass ain't always greener, right? So let's talk about the next interesting reason why some dudes always try to come running back to you, and that is you're a lifeline. Now this is interesting. Now what is a lifeline? A lifeline is a person who can help someone else, and that person becomes dependent on that person's help or their resources or whatever it is that that person needs from that person. So what are examples of lifelines? People who are connected to the higher power, people who are connected to God, people who have faith. You know why? Because they're gonna always want someone in their pocket, someone in their circle that can pray for them. They're gonna always want someone that has a strong faith and foundation, because usually those type of people are anchors of strength. Those type of people know exactly what to say to help people, especially people who need help. It's crazy that people will be used for these things. Another type of lifeline is a person who is wealthy, and it's not just about money, it's about resources. If you have a car, if you have your own house, if you have your own assets, someone who is lacking will try to use you for your assets because they are lacking of those things. These type of dudes will come running back to you after the breakup because they realize what they are missing. Their deficiencies are more evident without you. The things that they are missing are more apparent without you. Also, when they try to find you in another woman, they expect that woman to have the same things you had. They expect that woman to be a lifeline like you were to him. And that ain't always the case. Most times it ain't the case. I have this saying that I strongly believe in, and I want y'all to believe in too. Say it to yourself, say it out loud, and I want you to take this in and assimilate it into your thinking and in your life. And that quote is, you will never find another me in someone else. Let me say that again. You will never find another me in someone else. You are unique, one of a kind, fingerprint status. When someone breaks up with you, they will never find another you in someone else. And this kind of ties in with the grass is greener reason. Dudes like this will try to find you in someone else, but also try to get more out of this person. But then when they realize this person doesn't have the things you have, when they realize this person is not you, they try to come running back, creeping back. Hey, big head, what you doing? How's your mama? Get out of here. Let's talk about the next reason and the last reason, a very important reason why some dudes try to come crawling back to you after breakups, and that is you were his propeller. You were his rocket fuel. You were his fire. The magic that an amazing woman, a partner, has to a man is that she can take him to places he's never been before. A great woman will enrich a man's life. And anyone who says otherwise is a straight up hater, and they're hurt and they need help. You have a lot of men out here who claim they are kings. Maybe it's true. Maybe you are a great man. Maybe you are a king in yourself. But I'll tell you one thing. When you find a real queen who is compatible with you, who is a queen for you, you will upgrade your kingship. A queen can make moves that a king cannot. Never forget that. So when a man loses his queen, he loses his best partner. Some women are God sent and the men don't even realize it. Now I'm about to tell y'all a wacky comparison. If you know me, if you watch my videos, you know I like to throw in comparisons sometimes to make it make sense for not only you, but for me as well, right? So I compare a man having a great woman by his side to a paper plane. A good woman has the ability to fly the paper plane, which is you, your life, your trajectory from one place to another place, a further place. There is linear progression from the starting point to the end point. And once that paper plane falls, guess who's there to pick it up and make you fly again? Make it fly again. Her. You're an amazing woman. Now, a man without that amazing woman is like a boomerang. Yes, someone can come over and pick up the boomerang, and that person will represent the girl or the woman that he gets after you, and she could throw that boomerang, and they could go far. But if she does not possess the abilities that you had, if she does not do the things that you did for him, that boomerang is going to come back. You're not going to go anywhere. There is no linear progression with a boomerang. A boomerang is designed to come back. It is not designed to keep going. It is not designed to keep transversing. So when a man realizes he is now a boomerang, When he used to be a paper plane, he missed that feeling of being a paper plane. He wants that old thing back. He wants that old feeling back that you gave him. A good woman will enrich a man's life, period. So I hope these reasons make sense to y'all, especially with my comparison. So if you would like to continue to understand the mind of men, all types of men, especially good men, make sure y'all catch my other videos on my channel, subscribe, and I will see y'all in my next video. Thank you for coming back. Peace and blessings. Goodbye.